What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 132 of the Chumpcast. Let's talk about puppy names, pooping in grocery stores, and fist fight about your favorite cereals all at once. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can also call, text, or leave us a voicemail at 847-920-6107. Thanks to our friends at Family Video for sponsoring the show. If you collect DVDs or Blu-rays, you can get some awesome deals through the chumpcast.com/familyvideo. They have awesome deals on new releases, and they're always updating their selection. I'm looking right now at $7 copies of Venom, Mission Impossible, Fallout, Incredibles 2, and way more on Blu-ray, plus it helps you chumps. You can find our merch at thechumpcast.com. Check out patreon.com/thechumpcast for all sorts of bonus content and more goodies. And I'm done trying to sell you stuff. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm about to blow this joint up. I like these morning sessions a lot better than... usually we will have been drinking a lot if we're doing this at like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
Correct.
And I didn't go out last night, so I actually feel pretty good.
Did you stay home and just smash a bottle of vino?
No, I didn't even drink. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody for the second time.
Second time, okay. Are you prepping for the Oscars, which we are woefully underprepared for?
Yeah.
I did zero... I kept saying I'm going to go watch all these movies before the Oscars start and failed miserably.
Well, what haven't we seen? We haven't seen Green Book.
That's one that I really wanted to see, too.
What's the one with
good things?
Emma Stone, like The Friend?
Roma. No,
Roma's on Netflix. That's easy to watch.
Should easily watch that one.
I will get to all these eventually, except for A Star Is Born, because I just frankly don't give a shit.
I've seen that.
Can you honestly recommend it to me, knowing my tastes?
I think it's good.
Okay, but knowing me and what I like.
Isn't it one of those movies that just is a good movie?
I think
Tale through time.
Haven't they remade it? Isn't this the fourth remake?
They won Oscars or something like that on all of them.
I think you'll like it better than Manchester by the Sea.
That is... That was one of the first episodes you and I ever did together, and we were in a full-on yelling match by the end of it.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that movie. Ugh. I think we're gonna talk a little bit outside of our normal zone this week, just because the movie review is going to be a little bit shorter and there's not a ton of news. But I feel as though this is the most 2019 week to ever happen.
Why?
So let's start with Zion Williamson.
Okay. Yeah.
And
that was terrible.
I was trying to explain to Erica the ramifications of this. So if you don't know, Zion Williamson is everybody's touting him as the next LeBron James. He plays for Duke, college basketball, obviously. And he, in the big matchup, Duke UNC this week, in the first 37 seconds of the game, I think, he blew through his Nike and mildly sprained his knee.
Mm-hmm.
It was everywhere, and everybody's talking about how these kids should get paid and they shouldn't have to go to college and play for free. I'm a Nike shareholder, and the Nike stock took a huge dip. Not a huge dip, but it took a dip the next day.
Yeah.
And I'm explaining to Erica, how all this goes and impacts the NBA, the shoe contract he's going to sign that's going to be for, $250 million next year. If you're Zion Williamson, do you ever play college basketball again?
I think you do. At the same time, though, I listened to Pardon My Take, and if I was Zion Williamson and I listened to Pardon My Take, I'd sit out.
Yeah, I can't.
Just to troll Hank till he has to get a cat.
Yeah, and how many years do you think he's going to play at Duke for? Another year?
No, he would. This is his only year in college, guaranteed. He's the pretty much guaranteed number one draft pick in the NBA.
Why would you stay another year if you can just ball out literally and just be in the NBA and go to Chicago? He's going to the Bulls.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's going to the Knicks 100% because the Bulls can't stop winning because their coach and their management is fucking terrible.
That makes sense too.
He's going to go to the Knicks. He's going to play with Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and they're going to be unstoppable. They're the next super team. But
all right, so basketball players that are really good, they pretty much decide to either not go to college for 1 year.
No, you can't
finish out college.
You can't not go to college anymore. You haven't been.
Okay.
I think the last player to do that was either Kevin Garnett or Kobe.
Okay,
but
no. Oh, I'm sorry. No,
I don't remember which one. But
I thought you said Kevin Durant for some reason.
No, he went to Texas.
Yeah.
So you have to play at least 1 year. You have to be 19 to enter in the NBA. So you can either go to college.
Wasn't it LeBron?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, LeBron didn't go to college.
Yeah.
So you can either go to college, play for a year, or you can go play in Europe. And basically, you're better off staying in America because that's where you get more eyeballs. And
yeah.
But for Zion, it doesn't matter. He could have never ever played a second of college basketball, and he still would have been probably the number 1 overall draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't see him risking it at all. All these old guys who've never played are just like, oh, do it for the love of the game. Nobody does anything for the love of the game anymore.
So when you say risk it, you mean why are you risking possibly getting injured when you're not getting paid?
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Because he's not going to finish college.
Because he's still playing basketball either way. But the whole thing here is you're not even getting paid. So why go out there?
And playing now could potentially, like if he had torn his ACL instead of just a mild sprain, then that's a way bigger story than he blew through his Nike. The memes that came out of that, by the way, I think my favorite was something along the lines of Nike forcing you to take a knee whether you want to or not.
Oh, man.
Which is just brutal. But this is the type of shit that just takes over the world. And between this, the Robert Kraft news that came out yesterday, he's been charged with soliciting a prostitute in Jupiter, Florida, like on 2 counts or something. And it's blowing up into this whole thing, basically human trafficking. And he's supporting this. It's such a fucked up story. The takeaway for me is you're a literal billionaire and you're getting caught up in a prostitution sting in some shithole in Florida.
Where was he? Was he at a massage parlor?
It was a rub and tug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, just get an
Did you see the meme they did with that? They're like, we've identified the prostitute and it's Brady with a wig on.
Yes, I did see that. I did see that.
It's been a great week for memes overall. But seriously, like you have a private jet. You can go to places where this is legal. What are you doing? And you're supporting this horrible human trafficking ring. I'm not going to get all political on this, but prostitution should be legal if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And that way they could regulate it like marijuana or alcohol or whatever the fuck else they want to do. Man, what a fucking dumbass move.
Yeah. How do you make $1 billion and then pull that off?
It's not even just $1 billion. He's one of the richest NFL owners, which is already a group of hyper rich people.
Didn't he inherit a lot of his money from his wife or something like that?
I don't know if that's true. He got rich in paper, I want to say, like making paper.
The printing press?
I think so. I mean, he's that fucking old. I don't get it, man. And I haven't gone through the list of other famous athletes that they put out like 20 names and everybody was saying Robert Kraft's not even the biggest name on this list. I was 100% certain that it was going to be Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Because that just makes sense.
Because
Donald Trump,
sex issue.
No, because Donald Trump has people to cover his ass for stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Does he though? Wasn't there a whole Stormy Daniels thing?
Or he just doesn't care, to be honest.
It works too.
Yeah. So TJ's in the chat. He says Kraft's worth $6.6 billion. That's not just $1 billion. That's like you could lose $1 billion and still be fine.
TJ's our stat guy.
And then still buy multiple islands if you wanted to.
Just fly to Vegas, dude. Get on your private jet, fly to Vegas. What are you even doing in Jupiter, Florida?
How did the sting happen? Were they like, all right, let's follow him around? I'm sure he's looking.
Well, they weren't following him. They were following the human trafficking.
Oh, you just happened to be there?
Yeah, a bunch of rich people showed up, but apparently they have him on tape, which I don't know who has to review that tape, but I'm sorry. They have him on tape twice getting the tug.
The double dip. Wow.
Oh, man. He couldn't.
Double doink.
Once wasn't enough.
Bring that back. Oh, speaking of, Cody Parkey got cut. See ya. Nice knowing you, Cody. Sorry.
And he's still going to get paid $3.5 million.
Talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
No, that's just being at the wrong place.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what are you doing?
Just the wrong place. Period. Point blank.
The other huge meme thing out of this week is the Jussie Smollett stuff. He turned himself in yesterday in Chicago. I feel like this is more relevant because this is close to home. How are you going to be so stupid that you write somebody a check to break the law? They
should actually have the guys that he hired to fake beat him up actually go in a cell with him and beat the shit out of him for real.
I almost feel bad for those guys because, I mean, I think they're Nigerian immigrants and they're just trying to make a buck.
Yeah, they need some money.
But, man, they got caught up in the wrong shit here. And
So what happened? That guy faked a race?
Well, so the claim was these two guys in Make America Great Again hats beat him up and said, this is MAGA country. And they put a noose around his neck. So Jussie Smollett goes to a Subway and he's still got this noose around his neck and he's trying to get some help. He was staying at a hotel downtown Chicago and none of this made any sense. So of course people start looking into it, and I think MSNBC broke the news. They're like, yeah, this is 100% false. The Chicago PD was all over it. One of the sergeants was like, yeah, this guy totally faked this entire thing. We have so much evidence and we're going to release all of it. He cut a check for $3,500 to these two guys. So not only are you paying somebody to fake a hate crime, which already doesn't need to be done because there's enough hate going around as it is already.
So much.
And all of this was just based on the fact that he wanted to get a raise for being on Empire.
And your name is Jussie.
I don't really think that that's his fault.
No, that is.
But sure.
You can change it a little. You can change it.
Like Chris
legally.
D'Elia said, he's like, why not just Jesse? Why Jussie?
Jussie.
We'll just call him Jesse.
Yes, sure. That'll be what really upsets him this week.
Yep.
You never
Definitely
know.
not going to prison.
He's tuning in.
How long do you think he's going to go to prison for?
It'll be something really short, but his career is over.
Yeah.
He'll never work again.
He already paid his bail, right?
I have
100
no idea.
grand or something.
No,
I
because
heard.
Empire was stiffing him. They weren't paying enough money. The whole thing, though, is so shitty. He did it, and everybody rushed to his aid when this story first came out because everybody's like, oh, well,
Whoopsie.
obviously this is terrible. And it would have been if it was true. But there's enough shitty things happening with homophobia and racism already. You don't need to fan the flames for this.
It's not like Chicago is corrupt as it is. So
I can't remember who was talking about it. It was some late night show, but basically he was saying the silver lining of this is everybody comes together now to hate this guy.
yes,
It's the unification
It's the
of a
best.
common enemy.
Come together.
it's the best.
So yeah, he's drawing attention for the right reasons. And I think the last one of those this week was PETA. We talked a couple days ago about it. It would have been
Wait, PETA from the Hunger Games or PETA the organization?
I think you know the answer to that.
No,
PETA
I swear to God.
Actually, it's PETA the bread.
We were
I'll see
talking about
myself out.
Steve Irwin this week because he would have been 57. Rest in peace to one of the greatest men to ever do it.
yeah.
And they came out and they were like, Steve Irwin abused animals, and these animals were just trying to live in it, and he's wrestling alligators. And
I think they're getting it confused with the South Park episode where he's like, I'm going to stick my thumb up his ass.
See how it goes. Oh,
And-
looky here.
yeah, in reality, Steve Irwin was a goddamn hero,
He was.
and he did more for conservation than PETA's ever done.
Like, have you seen his children? They're the nicest people on the face of the earth.
Bindi Irwin is amazing. Her Instagram is awesome. She does basically the same shit that Steve did.
TJ says PETA Griffin, and that is such a kill that I respect it. Nice move.
He's just saying that because he's been in Boston recently. So
PETA Griffin. That makes sense.
Those are like some of my favorite
Checks
talk show episodes when Steve Irwin's kids would come on the show and be like, okay, now bring out the fluffy sloth. You're going to love this guy. He's so friendly. He's the funniest guy I've known. Those are the best. You ever seen those?
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but your
I just am getting
impersonation
excited.
leaves something to be desired.
It doesn't sound like him.
Leaves less to be desired.
All right.
Can I get a ruling on that? Yeah, not exactly.
Fine.
Yo, so speaking of animals and animal abuse, are you going to fucking puppy proof your house, dude? This dog is going to eat shit down this stairs.
Sharp corner,
so many
sharp corner,
times.
sharp corner.
It's a dog, not a baby. He doesn't have a soft head.
Yeah, he does.
I'm sure
You
does.
telling me there are no soft corners in your house?
Well, now they're not soft because Moose is a beast.
Yeah, Moose is a grown dog.
Yeah,
like you
he'll
have a
throw
puppy
your-
that's a
I can't wait to
dumb
bring him over.
klutz.
He'll just
like my
throw your
sister just
puppy.
got a puppy, and it's adorable, but it looks like a little klutz. Doesn't know what the hell it's doing. I only say something because these stairs are actually lethal. I mean, that granted, the only two people that fell are super uncoordinated, Rachel
And
Caprio
drunk.
and drunk Erica, and drunk. I guess they are drunk. That's fair.
Yeah, they're hammered. I'm not planning on getting my dog shit faced.
That's good. That's a start. Are you gonna put a fence up there,
A fence?
like a dog fence?
You mean at the door?
Yeah.
I mean, I could just close the door.
You could just close it.
I don't think I need a fence.
You never know.
It's like a worse door.
I can't
It
wait
is.
till next week. We have the puppy down here and we're just mid conversation. It just takes a big shit right there.
I'm going to have to, no, because neither of you, I already have trouble getting either of you to pay attention. So I can't have a puppy down here while this is happening.
I know.
The
just be
dog-
like, oh, God.
Speaking of puppies taking shits in the middle of the floor, back in college, we had
Didn't you take a shit?
a dog called Mac. It was a little Chihuahua mixed with like a terrier, Jack Russell Terrier. And all of a sudden, I guess there was like a big storm. Our lights went out, and all of a sudden, like the lights came back on like in 10, 15 seconds, and there was just a turd in the middle of the floor. And we're like, what the fuck? And Mac, we called him Mac, snuck into like a corner, and we had no idea where he was. And then the best part is A week later, we were telling the story to somebody. And then we looked down and there was just another turd in the middle of the floor. We're like, what is going on? There's just a phantom pooper in our house.
Yeah, I feel like that wasn't the dog.
Just someone
This is like that
shit.
Yeah, the Always Sunny episode where Frank and Charlie are trying to figure out who pooped the bed.
Who pooped the bed? Yep.
This is who pooped the floor.
We compared it to that immediately, which we were actually dying laughing, but that's amazing.
I'm not going to name the name, but somebody in my pledge class told us a story once. He had to go so bad. He was in a grocery store and just squatted in the middle of an aisle.
That's Yankee, right?
No, I'm not going to say who, but
that's
happened.
an absolute savage move.
It was so savage.
Also, don't grocery stores have bathrooms?
I don't know.
Yes.
The answer is yes. That was a rhetorical
They do.
question.
It wasn't, yeah.
Well, Mariano's like has bathrooms where you like walk in, but back in the day, I feel like the Jewels, you have to like go into the back warehouse and take a right.
Yeah, generally there aren't just toilets in the middle of the aisles.
There's still bathrooms, dude.
Why are you getting mad at me? I'm just telling you this happened.
Because you're defending this person's identity.
Yeah, true.
No, he doesn't deserve to be.
You're trying to rationalize that he shit on the floor at a grocery store.
That's like the worst place to shit on the floor. Like this food everywhere. Speaking of bad shits.
Wait, I don't think it was a grocery store. I think it was maybe a department store. I don't know, but
does it matter?
I think there's still food there.
Yo, but speaking of bad shits, Smithers, what in the fuck did you just eat? Because I went in there and I almost passed out from holding my breath trying to pee.
Bacon wrapped jalapeno stuffed with cream cheese.
No, you didn't.
Man,
You're fucking disgusting.
Dude, no, that was
like you wouldn't eat that? That's amazing.
For breakfast?
No, I didn't have it. You realize that you don't eat something and then 10 minutes later shit it out, right?
Well, Taco Bell.
I feel like I need to explain this to you.
Yeah, well, Taco Bell is very true. They just got the cheesy gordita crunch box going, and I'm pretty sure you can shit.
Side note, have you had their fries?
Are they good?
They're actually really good.
Are they nacho fries?
They're like
nacho
seasoned.
fries. Oh, they're Taco Bell fries.
Get out.
And I'll kill myself.
No, they're like seasoned fries that you dip in cheese. It's amazing.
They're solid.
I thought they were really good.
I thought they were really good. And then you just shit it out there.
I'm sorry. You're in my fucking house.
Wait, I'm still caught
Just
up on
figure
this.
it out, man. Figure it out.
Were the cheesy stuffed jalapeno poppers the main course, or was this an appetizer?
It was an appetizer.
Okay. How many did you eat?
5.
How big were they?
I don't know. The size of a jalapeno? I didn't measure them.
Yeah. These are all irrelevant questions.
That would be the...
Well, they must have been pretty big.
That would be the biggest fucking jalapeno ever.
That's called a green pepper. It's like just getting those mixed up.
Speaking of shit stories, you remember a while back, I think it was a Waffle House where somebody walked in the bathroom and was like, yo, I'm about to blow this place up.
Yes.
There was another one of those this week at a Home Depot in Tennessee. Somebody goes into the bathroom is like, I'm about to blow this up. And somebody calls the cops.
Honestly, there are a lot of bomb-making materials in a Home Depot.
I feel like you don't go to...
You can't blow up a Home Depot. You can blow up like half of an aisle, but that's about it.
If you're running into a bathroom at Home Depot, you already don't want to be there. That's not where you're going to put a bomb. Honestly, you are clear, like you're waddling into a bathroom at Home Depot. You are not making a bomb. You are going to take a dump.
Okay, yes. And if you are going to take a shit, not in a bathroom, but in a department store, go to the toilet section of Home Depot.
No.
Drop it there. That would only be somewhat acceptable.
How is that any better?
It's better than the food store. It's better than the grocery store.
All of it is deplorable.
Yes. Okay.
So what are these people doing? They feel the need to walk into somewhere and go, I'm going to blow this place up, and then go into the bathroom?
I think that they go into the bathroom and say, like, I'm about to blow this up.
Why are they talking to themselves, like under their breath? Does someone hear them?
I think
like,
it's a warning.
We've had this
warning
conversation.
Shot. Yeah. I think Erica was on that show. It's a colloquialism though, right? Like when you say I'm about to blow up this bathroom.
Yeah. It's like clear the way.
If I went to you and said, I'm about to blow up this bathroom.
I wish you would have told me that before I walked into your bathroom upstairs.
If you were a stranger and you told me that, I would think you're the most fucked up person. I'd probably call the cops.
Look, I'm not saying that I would walk into a bathroom and announce it.
I think you should have before this shit you took earlier today.
Stop crying about the shits that I take in my own house.
I have a right.
You know you don't.
Yes, I do.
You're such a baby.
It's called being a guest, dude. It's called being a good host.
Don't be my guest. Can we get back to dog talk now?
Sure.
I guess.
So our question for the week was, and we'll unveil the name at the end of this. We wanted you to name my new puppy. We're going to pick him up tomorrow. I'm very excited, obviously. Erica can't stop buying things. We've gotten like 6 packages every day for the last 2 weeks of just dog stuff.
Yo, that's, first of all, awesome to do. I did the same thing when I got it, but she's at another level. She just came down here and duct taped the dog food because there wasn't enough, because she didn't want it to spoil. Yo,
Dog
it's
food
hard
doesn't spoil.
It's hard food.
Spoil.
It's not going to spoil. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And also, even if it was bad, he'd eat it anyways because he's a fucking dog.
He doesn't know any better.
He
He's
has
not going to
no
have any
idea.
other food besides that. Like this. Yeah, this is the same food I've eaten every time.
Has she gone to Marshall's or TJ Maxx and gone into the doggy section?
I believe that she has. She came home with
That's
this
the best.
big, long-armed sloth that makes a really dumb noise when you squeeze it.
It's like,
There's your first mistake. Don't get the squeaky toys. Just
It's not
get the
squeaky.
regular toys.
I'll show it to you later, but it's like, it doesn't squeak. It's really low tone. So
Okay, good. That sounds like people that were in my fucking movie theater yesterday. They were just like, I was like, you either laugh or don't say anything, you fucking
oh, it was
dumb
like the
idiot."
mid laugh, like, I don't know if I want to laugh.
It was
I
one
think.
person too. The theater was actually packed and he was just like, it was like some stupid joke that didn't land. It was just,
is that okay? So the reaction to a joke that doesn't land on screen, is that better or worse than someone trying to make a joke in your theater and it just falling completely flat? So example, we were in the previews yesterday at Fighting With My Family and the preview for Wonder Park comes on.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have seen this.
Yeah.
It's like an animated thing. As soon as it goes silent at the end, somebody goes, "That's rated R." Like it was hilarious. And he starts laughing at his own joke and nobody else in the theater is laughing. We all turn and look at him slowly, just like,
I probably would have laughed with him though.
I think I would side with that guy because it's in the previews. This guy was making just inaudible, like dumb sounds during the actual movie. So
That's fair.
I give it to the Drader guy who makes the bad joke.
okay. All right, back to dog names though. We were soliciting nerdy dog names from our listeners on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. B Daisy Speck, aka White Trash Betty, wanted me to name him Drax.
Wait, what was the name?
B Daisy Speck.
Okay.
Are you looking like?
Are you listening?
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Of course not.
damn.
To set up.
So I like this, except this has to go past Erica, and Erica immediately nixed this name.
Drax. Drax is actually a pretty good dog name.
It's
I do like
But
it.
I feel like it's more of a lizard name or something.
that's fair.
Maybe
Yeah,
just 'cause
Drax.
he's green.
I feel like you don't have that connection to Drax. Like
It's not a cute name.
True. It also depends on the dog.
Yeah. Walter Bishop Lindsay on Instagram says, I'm going to go down a Star Trek rant. Spock, Nimoy, Kirk. I kind of like Kirk.
Kirk would be good.
Bones, Sulu. There's no way I'm naming my dog Shatner.
Or Bones.
Shatner. Oh, you can't do that because then he has free roam to shit everywhere in your house. Back to come
Just
on.
call him Shatter every time
Yeah.
he poops somewhere he shouldn't. I don't know. Some of these are okay. I like Geordie. Geordie's good.
Yeah, but are you a Star Trek guy?
Moy.
Not really.
No.
I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm not a huge Star Trek fan.
Okay, Star Trek or Star Wars? Just curious.
Star Wars. Not even a question.
I am most recently the Star Trek guy.
You just because of the remake movies.
Absolutely,
Okay.
dude. Because my boy Chris Pine is a dope Captain Kirk.
Would you marry him if he asked?
I would consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Then I'd divorce
What if he
him,
made
take
you
half his
sign a
money.
prenup?
No prenup.
Okay.
That's the deal breaker.
Black Canary 1202 says, hubby says he has ears like Dobby.
Yeah.
Dobby's a free elf.
But Dobby, never mind.
Dobby.
Sure, I know what you're getting at here.
Don't wanna
I
say
don't
it.
think I can name my dog something that would make me sad
Yeah.
if I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Eeyore. What a pathetic little piece of shit that guy is.
Wow.
Wow,
Hot
dude.
takes.
Dude, he's just so negative. Oh, my life sucks.
Maybe
Just
he
kill
has a
yourself and get it over
serotonin
with, dude.
deficiency.
Yeah.
Yo, that's not cool. Do not tell Eeyore to kill
Eeyore?
himself.
Dude, see ya.
Wow.
Jeez. You'd be the worst Winnie the Pooh.
Yo, that got dark.
It sounds like you're the worst friend ever. Like
Dude.
your friend's sad, calls you up, and he's like, man, I don't know. Things are getting really hard. I don't know if I can do it anymore. And Brick's just like, whatever, dude. Just kill yourself.
Well, honestly, it depends on if he's always like
Depends
that.
on the
with us.
friend.
Come on.
Yeah, maybe he's clinically depressed.
No.
Okay.
Also, back to we are very poo oriented today. Winnie the Pooh talk now. Come on.
Okay.
All sorts of variations of shit.
I wish I could reach your mic to turn it off right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wyatt McCourtney says Fry. Fry's a good dog name.
You would like what's the dog's name in that episode?
It's,
Rusty?
No, it's something with an S. Shit.
Not that one. I don't
It's
think.
not shit. Oh, man. It's going to come to me.
Sergey.
It's going to come to me and I'll just blurt it out. Seymour. Thank you.
Yep, that's what it was.
eGains91 says Hodor. Again, this would be too sad.
Hodor. You also have to factor in calling the dog. Hodor, you piece of... Don't
Then I
shit
just
on the
sound
floor,
like-
Hodor.
Yeah, then I just sound like Hodor in my backyard yelling out Hodor.
Hodor. Hodor, you can't say it like a lot of times.
But props to Eddie for this because he appends this by saying, "Who cares either way? He's a handsome boy." Thank you, Eddie. It's
He's
very
a nice
true.
he's a
He's a
cute little
good
puppy.
boy.
He's a cute puppy.
I don't know if he's a good boy yet.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'll find out tomorrow when he
You're
starts
gonna
destroying things in my house.
Hopefully he's not a
You'll learn.
chewer.
Hopefully he's not like Moose.
Like a crazy chewer. Like
Hopefully
we'll just
he's
chew any corner.
Hopefully he's like Khaleesi.
What about Moose?
She's actually a good dog.
Moose is a fucking animal. That's what about Moose.
Yeah,
Literally.
it's all right.
He has too
my
much
little
energy.
savage.
He's just like,
Did you?
he's like the dog form of Brick.
Mm-hmm. He's dope.
I got to
Big
show
fan.
you a picture real quick.
Okay, I'll keep going while you're at it.
Please do.
Hold on.
Shogun.
This is Moose as Paddington the bear.
We
We
already
saw
saw
that.
this. You posted it on Facebook, and Brick and I agreed that you and Kelly have an obsession with Paddington Bear.
Yes. Ever since you saw that movie, dude.
It's a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Turn a page.
Is that the best bet you've ever lost?
Maybe the greatest sequel of all time. Paddington the Bear 2.
I think it's just Paddington Bear, isn't it?
Paddington the Bear 2.
I don't even know or
Who's
care.
the? Just Facebook.
Paddington Bear.
Just Chumpcast.
Okay, Shogun Top says Lord Zed. Maybe that's a little too nerdy. That's Power Rangers, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sick.
Or Marcellus Wallace. I think that's a pretty good dog name. Marcellus?
Marcellus.
I think
Marcy?
Is that more of a girl's name because you call him Marcy?
Mm.
I think you have to call him the full Marcellus name in order to get that
couldn't
across.
do Marcy.
What about Wallace? You call him Wally?
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
Is that what that's from?
But Wallace was the
William
human,
Wallace?
maybe. Wallace
Kinda-
Shawn.
Goes like badass.
We're just watching a Goofy movie. Wallace Shawn is the principal in a Goofy movie.
Ooh, I didn't know that. Yeah, what about Dick Tracy for a dog name?
So stupid.
I don't think I would call my dog Dick.
Yeah. Come here, Dick. I like to pet
Drop
your
that dick right now.
Yeah. Now that you think that's pretty good.
Oh, Dick's got a boner.
Oh, look how cute little Dick is.
Oh, I love you, little Dick.
Come cuddle, little Dick.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yep.
Triple Decker 10, our guy Deck, says, just name the dog Potter already.
Speaking
I'm
of
surprised we didn't have to have that argument, being drunk Erica and myself.
Potter for Harry Potter.
I don't like Harry for a dog's name.
Harry's a lame name.
How about Hufflepuff?
Too long.
Slytherin.
Shut
What a shitty name for a dog.
Griffin?
Gryffindor?
You could call him Griff. I like Griff.
Griff is pretty good.
Reminds
Young
me
Griff.
of Fred McGriff.
Young Griff is actually.
How about Hagrid?
Nah,
Let me do my Young Griff thing.
Maybe for like the ugliest dog of all
Yeah.
time.
like Moose.
So, for all you Game of Thrones fans out there, Young Griff is in the book series who's actually related to Daenerys Stormborn, and he's like the Jon Snow, but they just like cut him out completely in the show, which sucks because he was dope. Young Griff.
His name is Young Griff.
Yeah.
If we're going with Game of Thrones names, I could have called him Hot Pie.
Like Young Griff. Like
The dumbest name ever.
Yes.
We did go through like Rhaegar or...
Rhaegar's a good dog name. Rhaegar. Yeah, that's a good name. Khal Drago.
how about Reek?
No, I'm not naming my dog. Reek.
around
Get over here, Reek.
What is the old guy who's like all of his daughter's names are basically just spin-offs of his name?
The old
Flayed
guy.
Man.
Walder Frey.
Frey.
Oh,
Walder. Yeah, that's a shitty dog name.
He's also
Walder.
the bookkeeper in Harry Potter, right?
Yeah, no, he's the squib. He's
Okay.
like the janitor or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah, dude. He eats his entire family. So,
Yeah, probably not.
not awesome.
Digital John Doe says Bucky Barnes if he's going to be a sidekick. I kind of like Bucky. Call him Buck.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that. That's a good dog name.
Yeah.
That's from Avengers, right?
Yeah. Bucky Barnes is the Winter Soldier.
Yes. That's pretty cool. I actually do like that. Bucky.
I think Buck is good. Maybe if I get another dog, but that is not the one. All caps 816, our friend Rachel says, first she said Theodore. Absolutely not.
Teddy. Callan's dog's name is Teddy.
You can call him Teddy.
He's a
but
little
you can't-
fluff ball.
No way am I calling my dog Theo
What
or
is
Theodore.
Theodore?
What is Theodore in relation to?
I don't know. I think she
Nerd?
just
just
came up
like the name. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
She also said, after I made fun of her for saying Theodore, she said, then I'm going to go with Newman.
Newman.
I don't think...
Every time you get mad at him, you could always do
Newman. Yeah, I don't think you can name your dog after a character that you're supposed to hate, though.
Jerry. Oh, actually, my sister's friend has 4 dogs and a cat. And she named the 4 dogs Jerry, Kramer, George, and Elaine. And she named the cat Newman. I thought that was pretty brilliant.
That's okay. In that scenario, it works.
Rare, but well done. Well executed.
Wow.
You need the whole cast.
You do.
Do you think she did that just because she would have had to get all those animals at
She's
once, right?
She's a big sign. No, you can probably name it Crank. Maybe, I don't know. What do you start out with? You don't name a dog Jerry to start out with.
So there
just
was
reminds me
one
of Rick and
female
Morty.
dog.
Yeah, Jerry.
Oof.
Jerry's so pathetic, dude.
Could have named him Fart.
I
Let the
like
cloud
that name. Fuck.
Fart. Okay, so we got a ton more submissions. I can't go through all of them, but the submission, and I do have to give credit to Veronica, who I think is in the chat right now because she did suggest this. VK Lozo on Instagram. I'm going to go with Remy. So I don't know.
That's what you're deciding right now?
Yes, I'm deciding right now. His name is Remy, a.k.a. Remy LeBeau, a.k.a. Gambit. I don't know that Veronica knew that was a nerdy comic book name.
What did she even base it off of?
I don't know.
AKA Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, it's not Remy.
Hey,
it's
drunk Erica,
Remy.
Ryan's making decisions down here without you.
You really think I didn't run this past her?
Yes.
I don't know why you're saying you made.
He's very...
Because you weren't here. I gave credit to Veronica.
Yeah,
Okay, look, you don't have a microphone. Stop coming down here and trying to talk when we're recording.
Yeah.
Are you going to do some laundry too?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I got you on the dryer.
Wow. The dog is off. You're not getting the dog anymore. You guys can't even get along. It's over.
No, this guy wins.
You're going to bring a dog in this household with this going on?
Zach
Not
wins.
happening. I'll take the dog.
You got to name your dog Mr. Poopy Butthole.
That will be definitely a nickname for him.
The
Because
most likable freaking character of all time.
Or Noob.
what about some of the names
Shit.
in the episode where the shape-shifting aliens come in?
Or was that something weird?
What do you...
Was he giving nucks or were you stretching your arm?
No, I was just going like this. I'm
Give me
stretching
some
my
nucks now,
shoulders.
dude.
No, he's
Give
not.
him a- Hell yeah.
He refuses. There were some pretty good names like Pensylvester.
Oh.
In the episode where the aliens come in and they're shapeshifters and they just take forms of stuff that you love or
Yeah.
implant themselves in your memory.
That's
I'd have to
one
go
of my-
back through that.
Yeah. And then they realize that you just have to have bad memories. I always send that picture or the little Morty thing where he remembers that his sister's real. He goes, nope, she's real. That's my bitch of a sister.
Just name him Columbus.
I could name him Aberdolf Linkler.
Oh my
I like that.
God, please.
Adolf
dude.
Linkler.
That way he's got, when he's bad, I can call him Hitler. And when he's good, I can call him Abraham Lincoln.
Yes. dude.
Abe's not a bad dog name, is it?
Abe.
You've decided already. It's Remy.
Yeah, I know.
Remy
Yeah, his
Malek.
name's going to be, okay, Veronica's in the chat. She's saying it's from a Golden Retriever Instagram page that I follow. Okay. So I'm guessing that she didn't know that it is a comic book reference to my favorite X-Man. I still have my Remy LeBeau costume.
Is he called an X-Man or is he still just an X-Men?
He's an X-Man? I don't know. He's a mutant. Who cares?
Well, he identifies as a mutant, not a...
Shut up. Anyways, this is very exciting because I get to speak to him in bad broken French like a Cajun, and it's going to be great. So many pictures to come, I'm sure.
We're excited for Remy.
For next week, we were talking about fictional villains and the idea that maybe some of them aren't all bad and maybe some of them were actually right. So which villain do you kind of sort of maybe agree with?
I'll start it with the picture we're going to do is definitely Thanos, right?
I think that makes sense just because
Who likes traffic? No one likes waiting
who
in
likes
line.
trashy
Fucking
ass
kill
Marvel
half the
characters,
people.
Kill them off. Trashy ass Marvel.
Eeyore's got to be gone, you know, just like
you're really going hard on this Eeyore take.
deep on the Eeyore take.
What about like Wile E. Coyote?
I like Wile E. Coyote.
He's just trying to eat.
You got to like respect the depth that he goes to try and kill this.
He was a
fucking
goddamn
brother.
scientist.
Yeah, man.
Or Tom and Jerry. Tom is, in my opinion, a better person than Jerry ever was. Jerry's kind of a dickhead.
I don't know.
He
that.
let him into traps half the time.
He's trying to get murdered.
He was instigating most of the shit that was going on.
Mark, the known cat person, taking the cat side.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, if I were to take a side of either Tom or Wiley, I'm a Wiley guy. He's way more creative. And, you know, Acme made $1 bazillion off of Wiley. Come on.
Yeah.
He's always buying from that place.
If he was any smarter, though, he would just sue them.
Sue him? Absolutely. I don't think he is a lawyer, but honestly, they had so many faulty equipment issues.
Was it, or was it just bad? Was it user
Engineering.
error?
Bad engineering? You know what? We'll never know.
Does anybody think that rocket skates are actually going to work, though? That's such a dumb idea.
Didn't he used to like ride a rocket too? And
Oh, yeah.
He didn't think it was going to blow up.
Apparently not.
Yo,
I
his
think that's
hospital-
enough about Wile E. Coyote.
His hospital bill's got to be through the roof. News to us.
Boop.
Okay, we got a few trailers this week. kicking this off, we got an actual Twilight Zone trailer this week. I was mostly impressed by the stars that are in this.
Dude, they have so many comedians, was my first take on it.
It's almost like a serious drunk history for Black Mirror. You got
That's
Adam
fair.
Scott, you got Tracy Morgan, Stephen Yeun's in it. This looks pretty awesome.
It's so random. It's like they just pulled all these side type characters from shows and pulled them into here.
There was
They have the guy from Silicon Valley, the Indian guy. What's his name?
Kamal.
Kumail Nanjiani.
yeah.
Yes. That's another person. They're all comedians, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those guys are all nerds at heart. So obviously they grew up with sci-fi stories like this.
I really want to know if he pays like homage to homage.
Tofty texted me and was like, I can't believe you're not calling out Brick for the way he says homage.
Yeah, homage.
It's homage.
Yeah. Fuck you, Tofty.
Fair. There you go, Tofty. There's your shout out.
There's your answer.
Wait, what's the guy from Step Brothers, the brother that's like, sorry about, or he's like,
That's what are you talking about? That's from Anchorman.
no, the guy from Step Brothers where he's like, guilty as charged with the stories. That guy, he's in it. The dickhead brother.
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott.
That's his name?
Yeah.
Okay. I had no idea what his name was.
Great. I was like, am I confused or are you just an idiot? And it turns out it's the idiot.
That's surprising you don't know who Adam Scott is.
Yes, Veronica, I do remember that. When Drunk History first came out, I would just get drunk and tell history stories. Like I did like a half an hour on, I think it was Attila. No, it was Genghis Khan. I just got drunk and started rambling about Genghis Khan and how if you're in a room with like 20 people, one of them is a direct ancestor of Genghis Khan
That's absurd.
because he just raped and pillaged all the way across Asia.
Yeah, what a psycho. And also, I used to do that with my friend Brett Simon. He knows everything. He has a weird steel trap mind, kind of like you, because you're a psycho too. But I just ask him, like, oh, tell me something about this and that and that. And he just would rant. And we were just drunk. Just like, he would just go. And I was like, I love history. It was interesting.
Drunk storytelling is the best.
It's
Anyways,
the best. It was
Twilight Zone.
brilliant idea.
Dude, is there anything more that you love than a period piece, Brick?
No.
I'm
Nope.
actually a bigger fan of alternative history, like historical fiction.
So like,
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
I'm a fiction guy.
or Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, except I couldn't really get into that show.
Couldn't get into the third season. It dragged.
It's a little
it just
slow.
Came out too many years later.
Okay, Twilight Zone. I think the downfall of this show is going to be that it's on the CBS streaming platform.
Yeah.
And
Is that only?
I think so.
Yeah, like the all-inclusive CBS. Like, what the fuck is that?
If you're getting this, you're literally only getting it for Twilight. I guess they have Star Trek too, but
My mom's
Big Bang Theory. Yeah.
I showed my mom this trailer and she was like, oh, it's on the streaming service. So I'm going to have to buy the streaming service, binge the show, and then cancel it. 'cause
What
I'm not
early
gonna-
release episodes of Big Bang Theory, right?
I will never be able to reconcile your love for the Big Bang Theory.
You really are a Big Bang Theory guy?
That show.
I don't mind it.
Do you watch Young Sheldon too?
No. I haven't watched
Liar.
that.
That's
You're
next.
lying
not.
ass. You're. God damn.
I do not. I'm just kidding.
What is that, like a Sheldon reference or something?
No, this is like fingers crossed. Like,
Oh, like I'm lying.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
don't think you actually even crossed your fingers.
no, I can't cross.
You did.
Can anyone cross these two fingers? Probably not.
We
Fuck.
both just did it.
Yo,
And
I
my-
can't do it.
Can you do this?
Wait, I can't do it.
Okay,
No, I
you're
can barely do this.
this is pretty good radio.
you're deformed.
Yo, I can't do that either.
Mark cannot cross
Hold
his
on, I
fingers.
really can't.
My fingers are all fucked up and I can still do that.
How?
I
I don't
don't
know. You just fucking.
What one do you bend?
Dexterity, the middle one.
Ah.
No, I bet.
Mark just broke his finger live on
Ah.
air. Okay.
Ah.
There you go.
Let's just keep going here.
Talk about flexibility.
We got a trailer for The Kid. I feel like we haven't gotten a good Western in a while. And
This is about Billy the Kid.
yes, I know we got Hateful Eight. I didn't really love that.
That was with Chris Pratt too.
I like Lawless
Yeah.
with Tom Hardy.
That's not a
And
Western.
Shia LaBeouf.
Really?
Yeah,
Is
it
it?
is.
It's kind of about moonshine, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is. It's like
I
West
guess-
Virginia. It's closer. It's not. It can't be a Western if it's in West
They
Virginia.
wear the
right?
fucking hats.
I'll allow it. That's a Western.
They
And
wear the hats. That's all that matters.
It's
uh,
within that time
And
period.
pistols.
Period piece.
yeah, fair. And I guess Django Unchained is kind of a Western setting.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I retract my previous statement, but this is a true Western in that, they had characters like Billy the Kid and all that. So this is Ethan Hawke, Dane DeHaan, who was it? It had a really long name. It bombed last year in the box office. He was Green Goblin in the bad
Yeah, Harry.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
in
No,
Spider-Man, the
one with
Amazing Spider-Man.
Garfield. Yeah,
Andrew
Garfield
Garfield.
Spider-Man, the second one, right?
Dude, what else was he? He was in something else that was super stupid. Now I'm actually mad. I need to know. What?
Zathura? Was that it? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Oh, yes. It was that space movie, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's called Zathura, but I thought his career was kind of over, and apparently it's not. He's not a terrible actor.
He looks like he plays this part pretty well.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, this has Chris Pratt too. Chris Pratt fully bearded. Looks pretty good.
It does look pretty good. He's got to fear the beard.
I love Chris Pratt.
Same. He's
I feel like
absolute
that
man.
is Chris Pratt, though. If he could, he would grow his beard out if he wasn't an actor.
I don't know if that's true. This is probably the most serious role that he's had. Is that fair? Unless there's something I'm not thinking of.
Yeah.
No, that's got to be. He's never been a serious actor. When
It's
does
always been semi-serious. There's
He had some
comic
serious
relief.
moments in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but
It's
he's
an
still
action
like a
film.
bumbling idiot kind of guy.
and they have definitely comedic like parts in that movie. When does Chris Pratt ascend to like the Leo status? Do you think he ever
Never.
will?
No.
As in, I think he's going to start doing more serious roles after this, and so he's going to start getting more. Depending on how well he does in this,
Their careers are completely different. Leo, first of all, Leo was acting since he was like 6 years old and did some amazing work with fucking
yeah, as a youth, yeah, that's fair.
Chris.
But I'm just saying, like, when he comes to like stardom,
I don't think he's ever going to be on that level. I think Leo is like top of the top
Leo's the
A-list actor.
Leo's the MJ.
He will be up there. He's like what De Niro and what Pacino and them used to be. There are so few actors in that echelon of acting, and I don't think that Chris Pratt will ever make it there, unfortunately.
Okay,
I could be wrong.
I mean, he's got a really good list of movies, though.
I think that the movies he chooses won't allow him to do that.
Yes.
He's still young, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
How old is Leo? Like 50, 40?
He's
50?
in his late 40s, I think.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's what, 35 maybe?
No, I think he's probably pushing 40. There's not
could
that
see
much of a
that.
difference.
Okay.
Last trailer we got is Rocket Man, starring Taron Egerton as Elton John.
Rocket Man.
Are we going to get a billion of these music biopics now?
Probably.
Do you care to see any of them?
No, I'd like to see her Nirvana one. If they did it right. That'd be kind of cool. But
So what,
that'd be more towards our age demographic because sure, we can like Elton John, but nobody our age is an Elton John super fan, right?
wait, so is this the same actor that is from Kingsman, correct?
Yeah, Taron Egerton.
So literally he met Elton John on set and they're like, yeah, you know what? Let's just do it.
I don't know if
Right?
that's what brought it about, but
That has to have some sort of connection there, right?
maybe. I mean, they clearly know each other.
Connect the dots.
They're both super British.
True.
Can Taron Egerton sing, do you think?
Probably not.
I think it's easy to manipulate that, so I'm not worried
I
about
don't
it.
think Remy Malek could sing.
He
But-
did sing some of that.
Yeah, but
But the more Queen stuff, the more Freddie Mercury stuff was obviously cut in. No,
Yeah.
it was that Canadian guy. Remember we looked up the videos? Guy sounds just like Freddie Mercury.
he did Bohemian Rhapsody in one take, and it was fucking amazing.
But the difference here is that Elton John is still alive. And maybe he can't hit all of the same notes, but he can still sing.
Well, you just got to look like you're singing. Like your throat area has to look like it's actually singing the words. They probably will have someone else doing the Elton John singing if it's not Elton John.
I'd be interested. Zach in the chat says that he also sang in the movie Sing. That was animated, right? With a bunch of animals?
Mhm.
I never saw it, but
I saw it. It was decent. It was an animated movie.
so you wouldn't be able to pick out Taron Egerton singing?
No, it depends on what movie.
Okay. Let's get to actual news. Much to the chagrin of Eminem on Twitter, The Punisher has officially been canceled. Also, Jessica Jones, after the upcoming season, all donezo. R.I.P. to the Marvel Netflix-averse. 148 one-hour episodes. That was probably too many, especially for anything with Iron Fist in it.
Oh my God.
There are rumors now, though, that Hulu might actually pick this up. So we talked, I think it was last week, about how Hulu is buying a few animated Netflix shows. There has to be at least a 2-year downtime in between these contractually. So the clock starts after season 2 of Jessica Jones, season 3 of Jessica Jones airs, and then maybe it could move. There are billboards in New York, in Times Square, that say #Save Daredevil. People really want this to come back. I like it. I don't like it enough to put up a billboard anywhere.
Yeah, it was fine.
The Punisher.
Again, Punisher is the only one that I really resonated with me, but
I, for a long time, said Daredevil was by far the best. The second season of The Punisher pushed them both up there together. I loved both of them. The rest of them, I could do without.
Peace. See ya.
More Marvel news. Gwyneth Paltrow, the true villain of Avengers Infinity War.
I don't get why you hate her so much.
I hated her in that movie because she was like, no, Tony, don't go save the universe. I need you. That's so selfish.
She's trying to protect the one that she loves. That doesn't make it. That's a fair.
Okay, well, if Tony doesn't protect the world, then they're all going to die anyway.
Nope, there's a bunch of Avengers and space people that can just figure it out.
No,
Space
Tony Stark is the main Avenger. Him and Cap.
The Cap is still there. Cap is there.
Cap can't fly. He can't go to space.
He has Thor for that.
Spider-Man needs guidance too.
Thor was gone. They didn't meet up with Thor until later in the movie. Tony thought Thor was gone.
I'm just saying she's not a villain.
Yes, she is. She's
What?
terrible.
You are just like Gwyneth Paltrow hater.
Yeah, kind of, because she also pushes like fake science bullshit on women with her goop thing.
Why did she talk about like I don't want to dress up in a suit anymore or something?
The quote is,
I respect the hell
I'm
out
a
of that
bit
move.
too old to be in a suit, and that's all it is at this point. So she's talking about like a superhero suit
Why?
because she's a bitch. I don't know.
She's not a superhero in
She was in Iron Man 3. She was Rescue.
Oh yeah.
She was never going to be in
I
that
completely
again.
forgot about that.
Yeah, well, you can go ahead and forget that.
I thought she was talking about fuck you, Veronica. Are you kidding me?
Nope, you suck too, Brick.
Doesn't matter. But I thought she was talking about like actual like suits
No,
to wear. I was like, yo, wear sweats. Fuck yeah. But no, I guess that makes
Stop
sense.
defending her. She sucked in this movie, and you're wrong.
You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. That's
Mark, can we get a
She
raise?
had like 30 seconds in Infinity War. I don't know why you're backing her up so much.
And all of it was
just
just
because there's
her.
no reason for the hate.
No, all of it was her nagging at Tony about not being a superhero. She's so fucking selfish.
That's dumb.
You're dumb. Now I'm angry. Okay, Netflix has announced that season 2 of The Haunting of Hill House is coming. It's going to be called The Haunting of Bly Manor. New family, new ghost story. Potentially some of the same actors coming back to, I guess, play different characters. Think of like
American Horror Story.
Exactly. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Are we in on this, or do you think it's going to be hard to rekindle that magic that we got from season 1?
I think it's going to be hard to rekindle the magic, especially because they did so many underlying tones throughout the movie, like the 5 stages of grief, right?
Yes.
That
The Kubler-Ross.
they pinned on all the characters. I thought that was really well done and well designed. I don't know if they'll be able to recreate it. I hope it's not a True Detective situation.
If it's the same writer and showrunner, then, I mean, maybe he's really clever like that. I don't know. But I think, if you start seeing a ghost in the beginning, I'm thinking bent neck lady.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to keep seeing the same ghost, and you're going to think, okay, when's the shoe going to drop on this? When am I going to find out the backstory for why this is happening? I don't know if the same mystery is going to be there, I guess.
I just think you need to put stuff out like this because there isn't much like this out there. Besides American Horror Story.
And that's
But
not
other
even
than that-
quality anymore. They've really dropped
Yeah, they
off.
jumped the shark years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, what are they on? Season 7 or something?
Well,
seven,
the
yeah.
most recent thing they did, it was like American Horror Story Apocalypse, where they combined like 3 of the seasons, something along those lines. I don't know how that turned out. I didn't actually watch it just because I'm over the series. But I hope it doesn't ruin it like what American Horror Story did. But
Like
the
season 2 of
concept.
True Detective.
Yep.
Okay. I'm excited for this. Other Netflix news. They also bought a movie that Mark recommended a couple weeks ago, The Wandering Earth. So
Ooh, yeah.
This movie debuted in China. It is Chinese, and apparently Netflix purchased this for an ungodly sum of money. It's already made over $1 billion in China, and they bought it for US and I believe Europe distribution. No news yet on when it's going to come, but I think we should do an episode on this.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm very down.
Okay.
That's insane. 1 billion in just one country so far.
I mean,
But it's China.
yeah,
but still.
China's kind of huge.
I know. What was Infinity War at? Did you watch it like day by day? How much it was
I
going
didn't.
up?
I'm sure we could look into that.
Like, what do you think the U.S. attributes to big superhero movies that come out? Like half a
I could
a
look
billion?
that up, but I'd have to kind of pause. And you can go to boxofficemojo.com. They track all that stuff. It's a really cool website if you're into that sort of thing, like I am. I don't know, finance nerds. Chris Hemsworth is going to play Hulk Hogan in a biopic directed by Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips is doing the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. He did the Hangover trilogy and Old School. Do you think this movie is going to take itself seriously?
No.
Good.
No,
I don't
probably
think so
not.
either. And I think it's going to be amazing.
You think they're going to have Macho Man? Better question.
Have to.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
You need Ric Flair, Macho Man, and
Andre the Giant.
probably Andre the Giant. Yeah.
Who's going to play Andre the
What
Giant?
about like the NWO?
Big Show.
Nah. I want to see like the Mountain.
Yo, the Big
Put
Show.
on a dumbass wig.
Yes, the Big Show looked small in like the.
I don't know if small is what I would call
I wouldn't
him.
call him small. I would call him not the Big Show though.
Okay.
Wait, what was the name of that movie again?
The Wandering.
It doesn't matter what the name of the movie was because you're a candy ass.
You were just waiting to do that.
I
you were
set it up-
driving here. You're like, that would be so great if I did that in the middle of the episode.
He's just expecting uproarious laughter from the both of us.
No, I never expect any laughter from either of you two idiots. But I did. I tried it earlier in the episode, and then it didn't work because it was like with a dog's name, and then you said the person's other name. So then I
Right,
was like,
moving on.
It was a setup.
Do you think Chris Hemsworth is going to have like the skullet where he's got the long hair in the back and he's just bald on top?
that's would be hilarious?
Was
But
he always bald though?
Pretty much. He's been
Yeah.
bald
Mhm.
since the 80s.
Are they going to do? What about when he dyes his beard black with a blonde mustache?
Ugh.
Back in the NWO days.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Best
That's
days
brutal.
ever. NWO and then What was it? NWO. Why were they red? Was it
Wolfpack?
Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack, baby.
Dude, yes, but I was really pissed at the end. I didn't like NWO because they fucked up Goldberg that one time when he was like undefeated.
Oh yeah,
That
because
was
Goldberg wasn't
fucking
a part of the thing.
Bullshit.
You're the
dude.
ultimate homer. You would jump on Goldberg's bandwagon.
Dude, Goldberg's dope. He had a spear. I was a big football guy, and just like that move is so dope. It's simple and devastating.
I would call you more of a football guys guy.
Okay.
Brick, you wanted to talk about one last piece of news.
Space Jam 2 got a release date.
Boo, boo.
2021, whatever. I'm just saying, how does this movie end?
With me not going to see it.
That's the worst attitude
You'll
I've
go
ever heard.
see it.
He's
Bullshit.
100% going to see it.
So this is going to come out, I believe, in June of 2021.
Yes.
June is typically a big box office month.
Ooh.
So hopefully this isn't the only thing in theaters.
It will be, and it's going to be amazing.
I really hope not.
Dude, here's what they need to do. They need to end the game or end the movie with
Jordan.
Jordan's obviously making a cameo. If he doesn't, that's the biggest mistake this franchise has ever made. So does Bill Murray, maybe even Newman. Fuck it. But it needs to cut out right when they just like LeBron and MJ need to pretend to do like a one-on-one, and then it just needs to cut off right when they start to play.
No, what it's going
And
to
then
be
it's
That's
is
the end?
the ultimate debate of like,
No,
LeBron
no.
versus
Here's what's going to
MJ,
happen.
always.
LeBron's contract with the Toon Squad is going to be up, and he's going to sign with the Monstars
That's actually
and develop
funny.
a super team.
And then they need to bring back MJ to take him out.
That's the only way I would be okay with this movie.
How amazing would that be? That'd be so good.
Fucking LeBron James.
AKA doo-doo butt.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst. She's the worst person in the world.
You got the
Huge
first person
skank, terrible. But thank you.
I gave you a layup for this, by the way.
Absolutely. And I'm going to freaking slam dunk it, bro. What we have here is the best man alive because he is literally, they put this so perfectly in the article. David Putty, aka
What's his real name?
Patrick Warburton.
Thank you.
Patrick
He was also
Warburton.
the Tick.
They put this so perfectly. It's a Deadspin article. The New Jersey Devils have barely avoided the ranks of easily forgettable sports teams like the Florida Panthers for two reasons. Martin Brodeur and David Putty. While he was out pumping up the crowd in New Jersey, he takes his shirt off in full devil face makeup. And as he's high-fiving the whole team, he goes into their little, what is that called? Like the dugout? Not really, but like
he was heading towards the locker room.
heading toward the locker room and just eats it and just fell on his face. Actually amazing. Gets up smiling, which is a weird thing for a devil face to look like. But he's the man. He's the only reason that the New Jersey Devils haven't just called it quits and just given up. See ya.
Fair enough. Definitely a super fan. All right, I've got
Wiley Jack too. Have you seen that video, Mark?
No,
He's
who?
old guy jacked.
He's old guy jacked.
This is just the fan.
Look at this.
No, it's Patrick Ward. This is a Seinfeld reference.
Yes.
He's Putty in Seinfeld. Elaine, there's an episode called The Face Painter, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what it's a reference to.
Ah,
All right, my best men/women/people alive. Minneapolis police and FBI agents. So obviously you guys know Drunk Eric is a huge true crime person. This was a cold case. They arrested a guy this week in a 26-year-old case. Investigators reopened it after they found matching DNA on one of these genealogy websites. So think like 23andMe.
Fuck, really?
You know, you like swab the inside of your mouth, you send it in, and they added you to this big database. I have for a long time thought this was kind of a conspiracy thing where they're basically just collecting people's DNA.
Yeah.
But in this case, it worked out because they got a match in this database. The FBI did. And they reopened this case in 2015. They started looking at this guy named Jerry Westrom. And they followed him on Facebook and they started looking at where he was going to be in a public place. He goes to a hockey game in Wisconsin. He gets a hot dog, wipes his mouth with a napkin, throws the napkin away. These investigators grab it, test it for DNA, matches the DNA that they found at the murder site of a woman in 1993.
Damn.
They follow this dude. They tested it, matched it in the crime scene. Boom, this dude's going to prison.
Someone else in jail for his crime?
I don't know. I think
likely.
I think it was just a cold case.
Okay.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have had to close and reopen it.
Yeah.
So props to you. Way to be persistent. This guy for 26 years was just out there like, I got away with murder.
That's
he was
crazy.
just living his life like a piece of shit.
Heck, good for them for figuring it out because he is a suck ass and literally a piece of shit. But my brother just did one of these ethnicity
murders.
No, DNA testing. I figured out what I am. I'm an actual mutt. Like I'm English, German, Swedish, Norwegian, French, Baltic. There's Baltic states in there. I don't know where that's like Turkish, maybe. But Irish, Czechoslovakian, and Italian. I'm 1% Italian.
Would you do Ancestry.com?
They had 23andMe.
Oh, you
The
did
one
it?
that apparently, no, my brother did it. So we're the same, right? Unless.
Well, no, because your dad's the mailman.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I feel like they could just feed you a bunch of bullshit and you just tell your parents, they'd be like, that makes sense.
There's no way
That
to
makes
disprove
sense.
any of this. They're just like, okay, what's a white guy country? All of Europe.
Well, grandpa did come from, great-great-great-grandpa did come from Italy, so that would make sense that you're 23 different nationalities.
Also, just like, who cares?
That was interesting.
How much Neanderthal are
White
you?
people love Ancestry.com. though.
Yeah, they do.
They fucking love it.
Yeah, we do. What are we? Because we're all just white.
Oh my God.
Seriously, though, how much Neanderthal are you?
Neanderthal?
Yeah.
None. 0. Next question.
I refuse to believe that based on your sloped brow.
Showed you the facts. Just the
Again,
facts. Actual
these are
factual
not facts
100
because you
100.
can't prove them.
Actual factual 100 100.
Mark, do you have a best man alive?
Yeah, this one's for you, Smithers. So,
Can't wait.
best brewery alive. I mean, it would be Busch Light, but they never respond to our fucking tweets.
They do
So
sometimes,
I'm getting
but-
kind of pissed at them.
Basically, I'm asking them for stuff.
Yeah,
And I get
whatever.
it.
We're a huge supporter of Busch Light, but they don't seem to care. But anyways, the guy is drunk. This brewery called Smart Mouth Brewery. I don't know about you guys. One of my favorite cereals is Lucky Charms. It's probably my top 5 because there's some really good fucking cereals out there.
I'm okay with that.
But they are creating an IPA that tastes like Lucky Charms cereal, and I'm just like, well, how are they doing that? They have over like 100 pounds of those marshmallows that they put into the brewing tank, whatever they're using.
Wow.
And they're making this IPA. So
they're melting it in there and you're going to have a wicked hangover is what you're.
Yeah, you're just going to get diabetes from drinking this beer.
you're going to have diabetes instantly, type 2. There's a catch. They're only releasing it in Virginia where this brewery is. So that's kind of killed. But I bet there's some way there's probably like Binnies that will somehow get their hands on it.
Yeah,
But
I got to be honest.
I wouldn't mind trying this.
Ship
I'll
it
look
out.
for a case of this.
That's
but, yeah.
definitely not enough to get me to go to Virginia.
No, we need to reach out
Lucky
to them.
Charms beer.
I don't know what flavor of beer would get me to go there, but
We need to reach out to them and be like, yo, send us some,
Cinnamon
and
Toast
then we'll-
Crunch.
We'll rate it. We get top 3 cereals real quick.
Fruit Loops,
Okay. Let's
Ooh.
let's do a little.
Cocoa Puffs,
Okay. Because the milk is good afterwards.
and Lucky Charms.
Ooh, no.
I can't believe Cinnamon Toast Crunch didn't make the cut there.
Ooh, I need more than 3 because you can go with old school cookie crisp too.
Cookie Crisp. I'm actually number 1 is quietly Waffle Crisp for me though.
What?
Waffle Crisp is fucking.
This is an
dope.
insane take.
Fuck that.
No,
dude. Waffle
this is
Crisp
the hottest
so
take.
good.
I can feel the heat coming off of you right
Are
now.
you
You're a
kidding me?
sociopath.
Dude,
oh my god!
Waffle Crisp is so tasty. Okay, Waffle Crisp, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and probably maybe Reese's Puffs.
Maybe grape nuts.
Give me that Raisin Bran.
Oh God!
All right. Can't believe you guys didn't say Reese's Puff cereal.
I just
Holy
fucking
shit.
just
said
did.
that, you dumb
Oh, you
idiot.
did? I wasn't listening to the later
Surprise.
ones.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh, is there
Waffle-
granola in there? Oh, I need granola.
After Waffle Crisp is number 1, you're just out of the race. Yeah, Reese's Puffs, probably Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Dude, I really like Golden Grams.
Golden Grams have no flavor, you
I-
fucking idiot.
I like
I hate you.
honeycomb
and your
cereal's
dumb
not
cereal
bad
taste.
either. Honeycombs aren't bad.
Oh my god.
This is the one argument we could have that might actually end in a fist fight.
Yo, but Golden Grams? Dude,
Shut up, dude. Your takes were just as bad.
No, dude. You're just a fucking...
Golden Grams are. Have you ever had Golden Grams like Rice Krispie treats? They're pretty fire, but the cereal
No,
is really
dude,
good.
they're not.
What about Fruity Pebbles?
You know what? Fruity Pebbles is a little too much for me. A little too
They get
much
soggy way
sugary.
too quick.
Fuck, I just had one. What was it? Oh my god.
Reese's Puffs?
If anything,
No,
Cocoa Pebbles.
Yo,
'cause you
Rice
get the
Krispie
chocolate milk
Treats
after.
cereal. Rice Krispie Treats cereal is up there.
So not just the Rice Krispies, but when they made the actual Rice Krispies Treats cereal,
Yes.
because it had marshmallow together in it.
Yes, those big glumps were amazing.
Oh, there's Thomas in the chat saying Fruity Pebbles.
No love for Fruity Pebbles.
I got love for Fruity Pebbles.
They just get really soggy really quick.
This
I
could
agree.
definitely be a conversation taking listener submissions.
Yes, dude.
Best,
we need
give me
best.
your Mount Rushmore of cereals.
But let's all agree on one thing. When you make the bowl cereal, the milk goes in the bowl first.
That's what I was about.
No.
I was about. No, whoa. You're almost as bad as someone who.
The milk goes in the bowl first.
Why?
You're an absolute psychopath. Get out of my house.
You put the milk in the bowl first.
This has been Ryan's Recipes.
Jesus.
Your world is chaos, Mark.
Yeah,
Golden Grams and milk first, dude. Dude, wait, but also that serial killer type from that Jordan Peele movie where she has the dry bowl of cereal and then sips the milk out of the cup that's an all-time psycho move.
Definitely. Okay, let's get off of cereal and into our movie review for the week.
God.
Which
No.
is Fighting with My Family.
Goddamn, what was the name of that? Hell yeah.
Okay,
Got
not,
you,
not,
that cunt
not going to
you,
fall for
bitch.
that. We had the option of seeing this or How to Train Your Dragon 3. And I was trying to watch a hockey game, I think on Wednesday night. And they beat you over the head with so many previews that I was like, there's no way I can see this fucking movie now. You ever see something so much, you're just like, I have a rational hatred for this now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we haven't
you-
seen one or two either.
Sick.
It's a child's
Sick
movie.
burn.
It's a children's movie, but still,
We see tons of children's
we
movies.
do. So it's like
the movie
I
last
probably
week
will go see 1 and 2.
we just saw a Lego movie
Yeah, I know.
last week.
That had jokes for adults in it.
Yeah, no, it was good. Don't get me wrong.
Anyways, Fighting with My Family, 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, 90% from fans. Holy shit. That
Damn.
is a really high score.
It's
I'm going to look this up
ridiculous.
on IMDb because I want to get a bigger sample size
These
here.
people
but
are reaching.
do you think this is a movie made exclusively for wrestling fans? Like, you obviously don't watch wrestling at all. Brick and I have.
Oh, I was
little bit.
I used to watch wrestling all the time when I was little. I just stopped when I was like 8, probably 17 or 18 years old.
Okay, favorite wrestling moment, just one.
Oh,
Boy.
Oh boy. Okay, I'll start, I guess.
No, because mine can be summed up in a GIF, which is I was a big Sting guy.
dude, I know
Back
what
in
you're
WCW.
gonna
From the
say.
ceiling.
When he reveals himself.
When he reveals himself, but he doesn't reveal himself.
Yeah.
He's sitting in the front row at a wrestling match, and he's got
Oh
one of
my
those
God.
fake plastic Sting masks on, and he takes it off, and you just see that he has the Sting face paint underneath. He picks up a chair and just like lightly taps somebody in the back with it. Favorite wrestling moment of all time.
Okay, that is brilliant.
I like Mankind a lot. When Undertaker threw him off the steel cage, holy shit.
That is like the wrestling moment. You know, you're just like,
Definitely
wait.
for our generation.
And then he threw him off into the ring onto Tax, and his tooth went through his upper lip.
How's he
was
not
just
dead?
insane.
Dude, Attitude Era was dope. Attitude Era was so sick. Stone Cold Steve Austin is a psycho badass. Loved his little niche where he just chug beers and frick people off. When he comes in and stunners 50 people, that's my favorite moment of all time.
There's also a new meme going around. I saw it started coming up this week. Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold standing in the ring. And at first you get the back view and you're looking at Shawn Michaels' face and he's smiling. And then the next is a cut and you see Stone Cold Steve Austin going like this, giving him the finger. And then it's like Shawn Michaels like, ooh,
Amazing.
like he's so upset and
Dude.
didn't see that Steve Austin was going to give him the finger.
That's amazing. Remember that gaming meme of the Meeseeks where they're like, well, I got dragged in this because you got dragged for all like the like Apex Legends and like Fortnite and all that shit. If we just had Stone Cold Steve Austin and put Apex Legends up there and just have him Stone Cold Stunner like all these fucking different BRs,
Great. Get to work.
I will.
No, you're just an ideas man, right?
I'm an ideas man. Somebody figure that out and
so-
send it to me.
For a bigger sample size, we got 2,200 votes on IMDb. It's got a 7.8 out of 10.
That seems more accurate.
I still think that might be a little high.
Yeah.
I think that there are just wrestling super fans that are all over this. So maybe just we're not the target demographic per se.
We're almost there.
This was produced by The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Stephen Merchant, who I guess is a big wrestling fan.
Question, is this going to be the same, I guess, more or less universe that this Hulk Hogan movie is going to be made in? Or are they going to do like a bunch of wrestling
really
biopics?
doubt that.
No.
I don't even know who's producing the Hulk Hogan one, but
Just connecting some dots.
so both of them show up in this movie, The Rock and Stephen Merchant. Merchant is the director. You would recognize him for everything that's ever come out of
The
Britain.
Office. Yep.
You're a huge fan of Ricky
Pilkington.
Gervais, Carl Pilkington. He was on their shows.
Yes.
He was also Caliban and Logan.
Yes. He's funny. I like Steve Merchant.
He didn't really have a very big part in this.
He did not. He doesn't have big parts in a lot of different things. I think he had one HBO show that maybe had 1 or 2 seasons, but he doesn't really take big parts. He's a better writer, I think, than an actor.
This is based on the semi-true story of Paige, aka Soraya Beavis.
That's so funny. I heard someone in my theater being like, yo, is this like a true story? And halfway through, I was like, no, you dumb idiot. And then 3/4 of the way
story at the first scene.
Yeah, it's on the posters. It's based on a true story.
Yeah, and then 3/4 of the way through, I was like, wait, is this based on a true story? It was amazing. It felt good though.
That's kind of interesting. Let's get back into that later. But so Paige is the 2-time Divas World Champion from the WWE. She won the inaugural NXT Women's Championship. Raised in a wrestling family that wrestles and teaches people how to wrestle. And if this really is a true story, how do you think the brother feels about being portrayed as a massive piece of shit?
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what they did.
He was a big old baby.
He was a prick, and
he did whoop some ass in that bar fight though.
I struggle with that because that's fake wrestling doesn't translate to.
Well, that was real. That was just real wrestling because he used actual weapons. Like he threw a pool ball at people. That's when I was like, oh,
that would
shit.
fucking hurt.
That would hurt like hell.
He hit a dude in the head. Like that guy would probably die.
Yeah, dude, that guy's got brain damage.
And I don't care if your dad comes in to save the day. Like if I was one of those guys that was getting a cue ball thrown at my junk, I would still attack you.
Yo,
I wouldn't care.
You throw a cue
like
ball
his dad
at me.
comes in, they're like, okay, no more fighting.
I don't know, man. Nick Frost is a pretty gnarly looking dude.
Yeah.
He did play that role well, but if you throw a cue ball at me, I'm going to fight your dad too. I don't even fucking care.
I don't even care if he's there. I'll just find him.
Yes, exactly. But back to Nick Frost. I think he did a really good job in this role as the dad.
So you would recognize Nick Frost from the Coronado trilogy. He does a lot of stuff with Simon Pegg. He's the fat British guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And was the brother kind of like a younger version of Simon Pegg? It kind of looked like him, in all honesty.
He's better looking than Simon Pegg.
He was side to side. Well, he was, sure, fine. But
the girl that plays Paige is named Florence Pugh, which is a unfortunate last name. She was pretty good, though.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her. I don't know. She is a good actress. I don't know that I've seen her in anything else.
Either have I. But she was solid,
Besides that, she complained about almost everything.
Yeah,
at all times. I was like, all right.
The one that blew my mind though is that Lena Headey is in this. Cersei Lannister.
Yeah,
you lost your shit in our group meeting.
I did. I was like,
oh my god, it's Cersei.
I've seen previews for this, and I did not at all recognize her. And they kind of had to do that, right? Because if she's blonde in this, you don't.
Yeah,
too iconic.
You just think she's Cersei.
She would be just the most hateable mom of all time. Even if she was acting the same role, she would be like, nope, she's Cersei. She made Joffrey. She's a bitch.
So when I was putting my notes together for this, I flipped through the actual person, Paige's mom's Wikipedia page. This is, from what I can tell, mostly true to the background. They were wrestlers. They have the WAW in some shithole town.
They showed real footage.
Mohawk.
Yeah, he does.
Did you stay? I did. Real footage at the end of like the real family.
But what blew me away is that the mom was still wrestling. She didn't know she was pregnant with Paige. She was wrestling when she was 7 months pregnant.
That's so deep.
7 fucking months.
Oh my God.
This is like, okay, well, we just went off live, but
there goes our one fan.
Shit, I really hope that didn't just delete all that.
It did, I think.
Thanks, Facebook, you piece of mother.
I don't remember what I was saying anymore. Fuck you, Facebook.
Okay. She was pregnant.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That was just really a side note anyways. But let's talk about the actual plot of this movie. Is there anything to say, really? Because it's based on a true story. I don't know. I guess I thought after seeing the preview that it would be more of a comedy. And I didn't get a whole lot of that comedic effect in this.
Mm-hmm.
People in my theater laughed, and like I said before, they were making some people were making dumb sounds. I had some asshole sitting next to me just eating pumpkin seeds out of a bag. Like he crunkled the
Mark,
bag.
were you in the theater with Brick?
No.
No, actually, it was the funny thing is it was actually Wilpo.
What a
That
dick.
piece of shit kept eating these dumb pumpkin seeds because he's on some sort of ultra strict diet. I went to Chick-fil-A before the movie. I brought in 2 chicken sandwiches because I'm the best. And he's like, yo, same dude. And he had like a bare chicken breast wrapped in a paper towel, just snuck it in. And I was like, dude, what's the point of that even?
It's like Mark. Mark hasn't seen a carb since 2003.
Oh, dude. Yeah. When we were, like a year and a half ago when I was doing that show, that was the worst when we have to go see movies. And
You were such a miserable prick too.
like sometimes something
really
like Wonder
were.
Woman, I remember I had to bring 2 meals in because it went on for so long. Like I was at the point in the day where I was going to see the movie, but I had to eat like right when I got there. And then I had to eat again like 2 hours later getting out of the theater. And I was like, this is the worst shit ever to do.
I would never do that. That's so brutal.
Speaking of jackness, Mark, how was the jackness in this?
Terrible.
You do get to see The Rock.
Like, dude, if you're trying to be a professional wrestler, get in shape. The one dude that was bitching about not making it the whole time, he's just like, oh, you took my dream. I'm like, dude, make it look like you're working out a little bit harder. Like he had a fucking beer belly and shit.
No,
I'm
dude, if
like,
you're going to wrestle, just do steroids.
yeah,
They
too.
Vince Vaughn cut the biggest guys every single time. They're like, yep, you're the biggest dude. See ya.
That's because it's about heart, Brick.
You can't teach heart.
We should talk about Vince Vaughn though, because I thought he was pretty good in this. He has some monologues and some motivational speeches. At one point, he screams, and I felt like my dad was yelling at me.
Yeah, I know.
As a little kid, I'm like, damn, dude.
That was the receipt, right?
Yeah, that was intense.
That was good. Vince Vaughn, if there's one actor specialty that he's good at, is definitely monologues. He can riff with the best of them.
Absolutely. I'm looking through the cast list for this. The huge black dude that was Union Jack that just kept getting hit in the balls in the face.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. That was the funniest stuff in this was probably stuff that wasn't supposed to be the absolute funniest. Did you think that the comedy lived up to your expectations?
No.
I didn't know this was going to be a comedy going into it. So
I think this is more of a feel-good story than it is anything else.
yes, no, I agree completely. The Rock's initial introduction when he first meets Paige and Zodiac Zach, I thought that was actually funny. And he had an all-time Rock rant. Oh, Oliver Twist. I don't give a fuck what he was just ripped. It was amazing. Was that in the trailer you said?
Yeah, I was kind of mad that they put that in the trailer though, but also at the same time I understand because you're trying to get people to come see your movie.
You don't need to just show The Rock and people will go to the movie.
Yeah, I mean, he went on longer than they showed in the trailer.
Yeah.
But that was one of the best parts.
And also you need people to think that he's in more of the movie than he actually is.
Yes.
So
I mean, the comedy was primarily circled around just how fucked up the family's background was, like how the dad was in jail and stuff. And they make jokes off of each other.
yeah, I think that's fair.
But other than that, yeah, it's like, was I supposed to laugh when the one family was like, well, isn't wrestling fake? And then they like looked at them like they were crazy. I'm like, okay, we get it. Yeah.
It's like when somebody goes on Family Feud and makes a dick joke and Steve Harvey's all surprised like, oh, I didn't think that was coming.
You hate Steve Harvey.
I
too.
fucking hate Steve Harvey.
God.
He's a homophobe. He's a dickhead.
Whatever. The one line I thought was pretty funny though was, dick me dead, bury me pregnant.
I love that they reused that and came back to it.
Yes.
That was brilliant.
That's a great line to see when you see The Rock. That's what you would say to The Rock, for real. Dick me dead and bury me pregnant. I love you. Let me touch your bicep.
Yeah, but if it was Mark, he would actually be presenting
Yeah.
Yes.
a la Jerry and Rick and Morty. A lot of Rick and Morty references today.
Oh, yeah.
Brick, you referenced off air that you expected to see more professional wrestlers in this.
Yeah, me and Wilpo had a thing over under 7 wrestlers, and we got up to 5 because 6 technically AJ Lee wasn't actually her. It was an actress, which you didn't even realize.
I didn't.
Which,
I'm admittedly not the biggest wrestling fan, so
yeah, but she was an icon for like a couple of years. I mean, you catch an episode or 2, she's always on there. But yeah, they got to 6 technically. If they're gonna, it was like what, the Big Show, Sheamus, The Miz.
yeah.
The Rock.
The Miz was good because he walked by and like gave the eyebrows to those girls from NXT.
Yes, brilliant. That's what he should do.
How do you feel about the way this came together, though. And I don't think that we necessarily need to call out spoilers.
I think the middle part where she was kind of struggling, where she, changes her whole.
It's the human aspect of it.
Yes. I was like, okay, that's fine. The end was like the rousing end was pretty cool that all that actually did happen. So it really ties it all together pretty nicely, but in the middle it dragged on a little bit, but that's just the second half.
I think that they cut out a lot of the in between though, because they basically show her training. She has one good NXT match and then all of a sudden she gets a shot at the Divas title. I'm pretty sure that's not how it came together.
Yeah.
I was very confused that like, oh yeah, Paige, you're just going to be the champion immediately. Sick. See ya.
Yeah. And I don't know because I didn't follow it at this point, but did she in her first match win the title?
They showed her winning the title. I don't know if that was her first match though.
That's what they portray it as.
Exactly. It honestly had me more intrigued to figure out if that was actually true or not.
Yeah. I wish they would have focused more on like why she was the one that was picked to get that match.
There was they didn't show any
Diva World Championship because she was, for the most part, training with those 3 other divas through it. And then all of a sudden, The Rock just pulls her in a room and you're like, okay, well, obviously, has she been doing good? Because she had that one good match. But they should have focused a little bit more on that and less. I could have cared less about the whole, let's go back and see how your brother's doing and oh my God, blah, whatever.
That's where that's where it lost me too. If they would have taken out a lot of the brother/family drama and then they had the older brother come back and like, well, you were the coach and just like showed him the reason why that she was successful. That was dumb and unnecessary.
Yeah.
And then I think if they would have done more showing her why she was picked to become the Divas champion, that would have been a better story.
I agree. So let's rate this on our typical scale. Mark, go ahead.
Stream it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. It was fine, but it's not so mind-blowing. Like, it's not Alita Battle Angel where the effects and the big action is going to make you want to see it on a large format.
Yeah, no, it's a good story. It's interesting and it's well done. It's cool because it's a true story too, the most part.
All right, let's get into our recommendations for the week. Brick, do you want to go first?
My recommendation for the week is going to be to ask Mark. What is your recommendation for the week? I'm going to circle back to me. I had one. I forgot what it was.
All right. This is a repeatable recommendation. Doom Patrol. Did you see Doom Patrol episode 1?
I have not started it yet.
Dude. All right.
Didn't the second episode come out?
Yeah. Second episode came out. I haven't started it yet. Last week I recommended Doom Patrol and saw part of the first episode, but I finished up the episode afterwards and it's fucking awesome. You need to watch the show if you have DC Universe. I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix is going to buy
I think
this
that they
and put
have
it
an
on.
agreement. They probably will put
Yeah.
it there eventually. But with Titans, it was like 3 months after they finished. So it'll be a while.
Yeah.
Did you guys like Titans?
I love Titans. I thought it was great.
Oh, I'll recommend a comic book. Detective Comics 1000 is coming out in the next week or so. So
How many different variant covers are you going to buy?
I've already put on hold for 5 different variants. They're the artists doing them. I mean, obviously, you have Frank Miller doing one. You have Jim Lee doing one.
Frank Miller's not a good artist.
I think you have Grant Morrison doing one. Yeah, Frank, I don't know, but it's Frank Miller.
He has a very specific type of art. I will give that to him. Like, it's recognizable.
It's like Tim Sale. Like, Tim Sale's not the best artist, but his art is super specific. You can point it out by looking at it from 100 yards away.
Okay.
But yeah, Detective Comics 1000, it's a pretty big deal. Yes, there are like 40 variants depending on, like, comic shops across the world have 3 variants.
This is one of those comics that's never going to be worth anything because they're going to print 1 billion of them.
Oh yeah. Well, the ones that will be worth something are the super limited, probably like there's this comic shop in Vegas that always has their specific variants, like things like that, where you actually have a comic shop that has done a deal with an artist, especially if it's like Jim Lee and he does a variant for a specific comic shop. Those are the ones that are going to be worth money. But all right. Enough nerd stuff.
All right. I will
Just
also
say boring. Next, let me get back to me. Arrested Development season 4 or the second half of season 5
Your
comes out.
recommendation is something that already came out.
The second half of the season comes out.
That's how you do it, bitch.
That's not how you do it. That was dumb. Arrested Development season 5. The second half of the season is coming out on March 15th. So Arrested Development, baby.
Who cares?
Great. I'm also going to recommend an actual comic. It's Black Hammer by Rick Remender. Have you read this?
No.
It's an image book.
What was it?
Shut up. I love this. Rick Remender is one of my favorite comic writers. He wrote my favorite run ever of Uncanny X-Force. Love his work. This is basically, he's paying homage, as Brick would say, to old school characters. Like there is a character when they say a magic word, they turn into a superhero. It's obviously
Abracadabra.
Shazam.
Oh.
There's knockoffs for Martian Manhunter and a bunch of other stuff, but basically they get roped into living on this farm and they can't leave this farm and go back to the real world. You kind of slowly start to figure out why, and they add other people in, and it's really well done. I'm a big fan of it. It's not kiddie stuff either. Rick Remender and Image, like you put it together, it's more adult centric.
Mm-hmm.
So big fan of that. And I picked it up at my local library.
You got to return it.
Eventually, yeah. I got the trade.
Dude, they have
Just get a little jalapeno popper cheddar cheese on it.
Cheddar cheese, gross. It's cream cheese.
Ooh.
Yo, those
Yeah,
library
Cream cheese is so much better in a jalapeno popper.
No,
than
it's
cheddar.
like cheddar cream cheese. Usually the cream cheese is
No.
like a yellow color.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of gross ass poppers you're eating.
Yeah.
That's literally just the grease, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I again gotta agree with Ryan on this. Ryan's recipes. This has been Ryan's recipes.
So that wraps up episode 132 of the Chumpcast. As always, you can find us on social media at the Chumpcast. You can call or text us at 847-920-6107. Until next time.
Chumps out.
Ciao.
Might have